I've talked about this before plenty of times, but wanted to have a conversation about Tesla's camera setup for full self-driving. In the latest software update that we got with full self-driving, we can now see all of the cameras, including the B-pillar, the wide-angle front. Now, in the past, I've had people tell me that the surround view of the cameras on the car can see everything. And while you're in an open parking lot, yes, it can see every direction. It's pretty much all covered. But there's still blind spots. I've actually had people argue with me that even if there's, a car or a building beside you, that the 360 view can see everything like magic. That's not how physics works. Now, I even went out and did some videos with a GoPro mounted next to the B-pillar, and people still say that there's no issue, that the car can see everything, blah, blah, blah. What I'm going to do today is actually take you out to some real world scenarios and show you exactly what I've been talking about for years now. Now, the current camera setup, which is in all Teslas since 2016 when they announced full self-driving, the layout was created by Mobileye. So Mobileye's camera layout was exactly the same, all the cameras in the same spot. Since that time, Mobileye has actually moved their B-pillar cameras forward to the side mirrors, so they're actually further forward and can see more. This is a pretty good spot, but having them in the mirror means that mirrors are always going to be there. And we know Tesla eventually will get rid of mirrors. What I think they should have done is updated the repeater cameras to be able to see further left and right. And I had a video about this a while back, and I thought maybe they were actually going to do this. Another thing that popped up recently, when the Model 3 Highland launched in Europe and China, the pictures on the website actually showed a front camera on the bumper or below the bumper. This, again, if it could see 180 degrees, this would solve this issue completely, because that would be much better than a human. It would be able to see left and right before any of the car actually creeped out into the road or beyond an occlusion. So let's jump right into the videos, starting out in my driveway. Now that I've got the camera preview in my car, I wanted to show what all the cameras see just pulling out of my driveway. So we'll switch to the main camera. Obviously, this cannot really see anything. It sees the road in front of me. I am about a foot away from the white line, which you can't even see over the hood at this point on here, but you can see it's right there. I am right at the edge of the road. Some people say that you can see left and right from the wide angle camera. But we switch to the wide angle, you can't see anything. Car goes by, you only see it right as it's in front of you. The housing also blocks the view to the road. So right now you can see about half of the lane. If I kind of sit up, this is my eye level. This is what I can see. I can see the hood. I can see a little in front of the bumper. I can't see the white line though, because it is a foot away from my bumper. So yeah, the wide angle cannot see left and right. It also cannot see the hood of the car at all. The narrow camera obviously sees even less. It is narrow. But jumping over to the left door pillar. So this is what the left door pillar sees. I am pulled way out, so right now it can see pretty well. I can't complain. Normally though, what we have is right here, all these bushes were trimmed by the town. And normally they would block about to here, and you wouldn't be able to see anything without leaning forward. So again, from here, I can see, I would normally see like to here if it was blocked by the bushes. And I would have to lean, you know, way up here and be able to see down there. So that's, you know, left. There's nothing blocking me. But let's switch to the left fender. The left fender can't see anything left and right. All the left fender sees is back. So we'll switch to the right door pillar. And there's a car. You could see it just as it reached the mailboxes. The Model Y is parked right next to me. So this is sitting back in my seat. Even here, I can see a little bit further than what I can see from the B pillar. Not a whole lot, but I'm leaned way back. But if I lean forward, and this is what I have to do sometimes, in a lot of places, is lean forward and I can see beyond the end of the car. And if I, you know, kind of peek, I can see just in the gap, and that's pretty far. It's actually about 60, 70 feet. Whereas that can't see beyond the mailboxes. Anything in the road past the mailboxes, it can't see. So, I mean, you're talking way back here is what the B pillar sees versus what I see when I'm sitting in the driver's seat and what I can see when I lean forward. And then obviously the right fender, it only sees back and right beside the car. I mean, what it's seeing here is right there, which is back a little bit. So, I mean, it's not even seeing 90 degrees out. I don't know, maybe 70 degrees out. Just want to switch back to this. So yeah, as soon as the cars pass the mailbox, you can't see them. Now the next spot is in my town. It's a very steep hill. You can see when you're looking at the video here, the road is very, very steep. There's a building right next to you. The sidewalk is pretty narrow, and the road actually curves a little away, or I guess toward the buildings that are beside you. So it actually makes even worse of a blind spot trying to look left. All right, so now we're coming down Mears Avenue. I've shown this road a few times before. Very steep road, and need to go, you know, about, I'm going 16 right now. That's about max I would drive down this road, especially here at the bottom. It's very, very steep. You can see the top of that two-story building right there that we're going to be beside. FSD would want to put us up to 30, or in this case 28. So I just wanted to show just how bad this blind spot is. I'm as far right as I can get. There's a bumper to my right. I can't get any further. You can see how steep this is. It's actually showing, the ultrasonic sensors are showing. And there's a car behind me, of course. All right, take two. What are the chances a car is going to come down this road behind me at 7:30 on a Saturday morning? All right, so I'm going to pull down here again. There's this here to my right. I can't pull any further to the right without scraping my wheels. And you can see the ultrasonics. I cannot pull much further. I do scrape a little when I pull out of this road. So we'll put it in park. We'll go to service and camera preview, and we'll do left door pillar. All right, so as you can see, this building is here. The B pillar can see to that second line in the road right there, just before that crosswalk. You can't even see the crosswalk in the first lane. So if I lean forward, which is what I have to do, I can see all the way beyond the crosswalk. I have no problem seeing all the way down the road. Plenty of space. If I want to pull out, I know that there's no car coming. Now, if I'm here Now that's 50 feet from there to where I'm at, thereabouts. A car going 30 miles an hour, and cars do go 30 miles an hour on this road even though they're not supposed to. Car going 30 miles an hour would take about that distance or more to stop, depending on the car. So you can see that truck appeared, and it doesn't take long for the car to get from where it's visible to here. And these cars are going slow like they should. Now if I lean forward again, I can see all the way down there beyond the crosswalk. So I can see, you know, a couple hundred feet that way. Whereas here, my visibility is about 50 feet. I wish I could keep this on while I drive, because it would be cool to see how far out into the road my car has to get before it can actually see to the left. Now the next video, I've shown this one, Rocco has shown this one in videos. We've shown just how the car will pull out in front of another car if the car's coming up the hill. But here you'll see exactly what the camera, the B-pillar, as well as the wide angle can see. All right, so I'm on Carolina Lane in Asheville. Rocco and I have both shown this one several times. So we've got the stop sign, we've got the narrowest crosswalk and sidewalk ever. I'm going to pull out into the crosswalk. So I'm going to put it into park and go to service, camera preview, and we'll do the left door pillar. So as you can see, I can only see just a few feet beyond that wall in the right lane that's coming up the hill. So this is my view. I also can't see. But if I lean way forward, I can see a little more. You know, I really have to lean my head forward and to be able to see left here. As you can see, the left fender camera cannot see anything. It sees, let's see, so it sees just beyond this door, which is way back there. So no, the fender camera cannot see anything, even if I pulled up and angled like some people say. But I can't angle, I'm right next to the wall. There's no room beside me. The right door pillar, this is what the right door pillar sees. That would be like if you're way back here. Now what I can see when I lean forward is this. I can see up the hill. So I can see if there's a car coming down the hill in the opposing lane. And of course the right fender, it just looks back. It looks back beyond this window. The wide angle camera. No, the wide angle camera cannot see left and right. It can't see beyond the intersection right there. So, I mean, I can lean forward. I can see, I'm over the steering wheel now. It'll focus. I can see up the hill from this angle. This is my head over the steering wheel. And I can see down the hill a little bit. I mean, this is a bad spot. This is probably one of the worst. That sidewalk is super narrow. I'm gonna say between 2 feet and 30 inches. I'm not sure. Since there's no one around, no traffic, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. So, super narrow. I'm in the crosswalk. So I could pull up just a little further. I'm gonna pull up. So now I'm totally over the crosswalk. My nose is on the edge of the road. Also, the lanes are very narrow. You can't stick out into the road or you're going to be in the way of the lane. So this is the absolute max I can go. I am over the crosswalk. And we'll go back to the camera preview and look at the left door pillar. So again, I still can't see down, but from here, I can see all the way down to the light. Cannot see the light from here. I mean, where my head is back here. The B pillar's back even further, but I can lean over my steering wheel and see down the hill. And from the right door pillar, I can see just beyond this arrow in the right lane. Man, my phone is not wanting to focus. So I can see the tip of that arrow right there, but when my head is over the steering wheel, I'm seeing the entire intersection. So here's another one. This is my view from the driver's seat. I can see kind of the corner of that building across the intersection. Here you can't see that at all. You can only see that tree over there. You can barely even see that kind of peach colored building right there. But if I lean forward, I can see all the way up the road. All right, so here's the right fender. All I can see is some of this building looking back. It cannot even see the corner of the building. And I am sticking out. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see this, I'm actually all the way to the road across the sidewalk. So, again, right door pillar. Can't see anything. And finally, I just wanted to show another real world scenario. In a parking lot with a large truck parked next to you. Now, this could be a parking lot. This could be a road. You know, you could pull off of a road and then you pull back out and there's a big truck in the way. The B pillar cannot see left and right. I'm at Lowe's. I'm parked beside this truck that has something in the back. I cannot see anything from the driver's seat. So when I'm pulling out of this parking spot, what do? I lean forward. Right here is what I can see. When I lean forward, I can see all the way down the aisle. So cars coming toward me, I could tell, you know, if there's someone flying through the parking lot faster than they should. Whereas on the B pillar, I can't see anything. Can't see anything at all. I would have to pull up a couple feet to be able to see to the right. Hopefully someone would stop if they saw my nose pulling out into the aisle here. But if someone was going really fast through a parking lot, or if this was a case of pulling out of a driveway onto a road, you wouldn't be able to see anything at all on the B pillar. We'll jump to the fender camera. Oops. That would be the right fender. The right fender. Again, it can't see left and right. It can see almost the front of the rear tire, so what it's seeing is right there. It cannot see anything forward at all. Now, the wide angle front, it can see a little bit just past the tail light. It can see that car right there. So that's as far over as it can see. But when I lean forward, I can see all the way down the aisle. So once again, the wide angle can only see, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parking spots over from center. So not far. One, the housing blocks, you know, part of it down here in the corner, but also it just doesn't see wide enough. Even if it could, the housing would continue up at an angle here, so it wouldn't see anything beyond that, even if it was a wider angle camera. And of course the main just sees straight forward. It can see 3 parking spots, and then narrow sees 1 plus a little over half of each of the ones on each side of it. So once again, the right door pillar, the B pillar, can't see anything left and right. Now let's see if I can just pull up and just see how far I have to pull up for that to see. Can this see? Still can't see, and my mirror is even with his rear tail light. So yeah, my entire nose is in the aisle from the repeater forward. And we'll look at the repeater just to see how much. So even the repeater now can't see left and right, even though the repeater is beyond the bumper. The repeater would be just beyond the bumper, and it still just sees back. It cannot see left and right. All right, so there you have it. After watching these videos, do you still think that the B-pillar or the wide-angle camera on the front can see left and right safely? I don't. I'm more convinced than ever that these cameras will not be good enough for robotaxi. Not being able to see left and right if there's any kind of blockage, whether it's a building, bushes, a car, a truck, whatever. Not being able to see and having to pull the nose into the road to be able to see left and right is just not safe, in my opinion. I just don't see how a regulator is going to look at these things and allow there to be no driver in the driver's seat. Now, will this block it from level 3? Not at all. Let's say you pull up to a stop sign and the car cannot see left and right at all. The car can just say, hey, take over, get me out of this spot, and I'll resume when you pull out. But as far as robotaxi, even if let's say they geofence it, even if you have a spot that's geofenced, there could always be a box truck that pulls up next to you and parks. And then all of a sudden, the car can't move. It can't see left and right. And some of these situations are not, parking lot speeds. But some of these are, 45-mile-an-hour roads where the car needs to see left and right to safely pull out and make a turn. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If there's something that I'm not seeing here, let me know. I would love to be wrong about this because I've paid for full self-driving 3 times now. Cybertruck will be 4th. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one.